Yo, what's up, guys? Today, let's update our all-star tower defense tier list with the new units, guys. Naruto 7-star, Sasuke 7-star, and controllable Karama 7-star. But before we do, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, because at 300k subs, we're getting our next code unit. Make sure you guys comment down below what you want it to be. Right now, we're leaning on Shenron 6-star money unit, but you guys let me know down below what you would suggest. Let's hop in the video. All right, let's start, guys, by ranking the new units. I know these are what you guys care about most, so let's just start out with them. All right, so first off, let's go with the new Karama Susano. All righty, guys. Bang. To place him, you just got to place down these two guys. Make sure they have the 2 orbs right down there, and there you go, guys. Now, it only actually costs $900 to place, as you guys can see. 500 plus 400, and honestly its starting stats are pretty solid as well. If we take a look, guys, 21,000 at max level, 175, 6 SPA, not too bad at all, especially if we give it a Irwin buff, or I mean a Brook buff right here. Bang and bang. Then we're looking at a solid amount of damage for a 7,000 for only 900. That's pretty good. Also, if you spawn it in, it has a pretty decent full AoE attack as well, guys. All right, now I know a lot of you guys want to know how good it is for infinite mode, so I'm going to show you guys its max stats real quick. All right, so max stats without Irwin buff is going to be right around 17 million damage, guys. So with Irwin buff, we're looking at around I'll just buff it real quick. Right around 40 to 50 million damage, guys, with a 6 SPA. This is one of the highest DPS units in the game, and it doesn't cost a whole lot, so definitely a really good unit. As far as what tier we'll put it in, I'm gonna actually put it in the S plus tier, guys. I definitely think that Karama will be used in a lot of leaderboard strategies, especially because it means you also get to use these 2 units as well. So now let's take a look at Sasuke. All right, let me go move this big thick boy out the way. Jeez. Thick. All right, anyways, so if we take a look at Sasuke, he has his first thing is really good for starting out on raids, because if you give him the fire rage orb, he's doing around 17 plus black flame, so he's actually doing around 200 to 300k damage, guys, literally just on placement. He has the highest damage placement for a $500 unit in the game, so honestly that alone kind of makes him S tier. All right, then if we take a look at his max stats, 3 million damage, and he also does black flames as well, basically meaning you have to 20x whatever it says here, so 60 million plus Irwin buff, etc. He's actually doing over 200 million damage, and he also hits air units, guys. That's a key point here. Obito 6-star is not a hybrid. He's basically a better version of Obito 6-star, plus you can also get a free Karama with him as well if you use Naruto. So for that reason, we're definitely going to have to give him S plus tier, guys. All right, next up, we have Naruto. Now, a nice thing about Naruto is, look at this, guys. 18,000 damage at the start. That's insane. All right, given the fire rage orb, he's doing 36,000 damage on the start. And he has a lightning blessing as well, or the yellow blessing, which is actually pretty OP. One of the highest damage starting units in the game, and he only costs $400 to place, guys. So definitely another great unit for raids. Now also, if you take a look, guys, he has some really cheap upgrades, making his damage 600,000 without buff, and with buff he's doing 1.8 to 2 million damage, guys, for only 40k dollars. He's definitely, and he has 90 range as well in a decent circle. He's actually one of the best raid units in the game, so that alone will get him S tier in my book. But he also is solid for infinite mode as well. All right, he's doing around a 6 to 7 million damage with a 7 SPA, meaning he has 1 million DPS, which is pretty freaking insane. And you can place 8 of them, meaning he also has one of the highest DPSs in the game. Very good range, etc. For that reason, guys, we also have to put him in the S tier. All right, now let's take a look at the rest of the units. All right, guys, so these are all the units I'm going to rank right now. The rest of them, I double checked, their tiers are correct. So here's the F tier, the C tier, and if you guys want to take a look at those. All right, so let's go rank the rest of the units, guys. First up, we have Diavolo. Now, what makes Diavolo super OP is the fact his ability is insane. Also, he actually does bleed as well, so he's half decent in story mode. So definitely one of the better units in the game. All right, Blue Vegeta, he's decent because you can also use Vegeta with him. But the problem with him is he's just not, his damage just isn't high enough compared to Broly's to make it worth it. I generally just recommend Broly, who is currently one of the highest DPS units in the game, along with our buddy Gohan, guys. All right, so these two units as well as this combo are some of the best units in the game, guys. You really can't go wrong. All right, next up we have Obito. I'm going to drop Obito all the way down to the B tier because honestly, the only time you should almost never use this guy. Always rock out with Sasuke instead, especially if you have him. And actually, guys, Sasuke is about as easy to get nowadays, but you do have to be grinding that star pass. All right, next up we have Yugi. I'm going to give Yugi S+ tier as well. He does 5 billion damage, which is insane for infinite mode. Or maybe it's like 2.5. I forget how much they nerfed him. But also, he is the best damage farm unit in the game for like quick damage farming. All right, Goku is pretty good as well. He's slightly worse than Blue Vegeta. All right, Yoshikage Kiryu, he's decent, but I still don't know if anybody's going to actually use his ability. So for that reason, we're going to have to give him the S tier. All right, next up we have Killua. I'm going to give Killua A tier. He is technically the highest money unit in the game, but he's way too expensive to use because he got nerfed pretty hard. All right, next up we have Zamasu, definitely S+ tier. What he does is he cuts all the enemies' HP in half, which is pretty freaking insane. So really good unit. Light Yagami and Death, I'm going to give them B tier now. They're basically just low budget versions of the Pharaoh. So I honestly don't really recommend ever using these guys. Always go with either Broly or Pharaoh instead. So I definitely recommend you guys save your gems unless you're a new player. But even then, just go for Pharaoh instead. All right, Gilgamesh is a pretty solid unit. I like him a lot because his damage is pretty high. So I'm going to give him S tier. Actually, I'm going to give him A tier, I think. He's decent for damage farming, but I don't think anybody uses him in the meta. All right, Brook, he is the best buff unit in the game. Definitely highly recommended. Dio, he has a full map time stop ability, which is super OP. Ichigo, he slows down air units. He's the only unit that does that right now, so that's pretty freaking busted in my opinion. All right, then we have Sukuna. Not only does he do a ton of damage for infinite mode, but he also is OP for raid mode as well. Definitely one of the go-to units, highly recommended. Rimuru has a pretty sweet ability, but I don't know. I think she's leaderboard meta right now, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, let me know down below if Rimuru is a girl or a boy. All right, 02 is very good for raids, especially the Sinjin raid. All right, she does like so much damage for only $30,000. It's freaking insane. Next up, we have Speedwagon, guys. Definitely the best money unit in the game as of right now. But again, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button because at 300k subs, we're getting our new co-unit, and I'm doing my best to make it a Shenron money unit, guys. That way we can finally have another good money unit in the game. Next up, guys. Oh my gosh, Whitebeard, please, bro. He's doo-doo. Ace is really cracked out, guys, especially 6-star Ace. Akainu, he's decent. He's like the highest burn damage unit in the game right now, but I don't really recommend spending your gems on him right now. Metal Cooler, guys, busted for every single raid mode in freaking existence. It's freaking insane. We got Itachi, very solid unit as well for story modes. Low S tier, high A tier. Giorno, definitely he's meta for his time stop. Oh, we have a lot of S+ units now. Jeez, there's so many good units in the game now. Luffy, he's half decent, but nobody uses him for anything anymore. Blackbeard again, guys, meta for every single game mode in existence. Vegu, honestly, he's like a worse version. I'd honestly just go with Goku instead. Naruto 6-star, again, he's kind of mid compared to a lot of the units. Kakashi, now that we have the new Susanoo, honestly, there's almost no position where I would actually recommend using him. Always just use the Susanoo instead. The Fusion Susanoo instead. Whitebeard, he's half decent. Enel, decent. Path, honestly, guys, he's meta for the Hell Raid. He is so good in the Hell Raid. I gotta give him S tier. Golden Frieza is half decent, but again, now that we have this bad boy right here, I believe he is actually the best lightning unit in the game. So, yeah. All right, Jotaro, he's actually half decent. I'm gonna give him solid A tier. Gojo, definitely the best buff unit in the game. Marine, he's a really good lightning unit, but again, now that we have Naruto 7-star, definitely go with him instead. All right, Goldie Roger, he's decent. but I'm gonna give him A tier. He's still good, but not crazy. Gohan's a pass. Aqua Goku's a pass. He's honestly a pass, guys, nowadays. I don't recommend spending your gems on him. Rukia, she's pretty good. Amelia, she has potential, but nobody really uses her anymore. They're just way better units for damage. It's just guys, all right. Uryu, he's okay. Not really recommended. Baby Vegu, he's all right. Tengen, a lot of people still like to use Tengen, but I personally, he's a pass for me. This is Ryzen. Ryzen's also pretty good. I'm gonna give him S tier. I definitely feel like people might start using him for leaderboards eventually. The nice thing about him is he slows on placement, so he's actually technically the cheapest slow unit in the game. So you can actually use him in some pretty cool situations. This guy, he's okay. Sasuke, mid now. Akainu, 5-star, he's okay. Ace, 5-star, he's still good. Zoro, he's only slightly better than Roger for infinite mode, and Roger is way better for raid mode, so I'm gonna give him slightly below Roger. Mihawk, he's mid. Escanor, some people still use him for leaderboards, so I'll give him A tier, or at least as of a few updates ago. He's all right, but I don't think anybody uses him anymore. He's all right too. He's okay. He had potential back in the day, but nobody uses him. Megumin has a nice buff, but nobody uses her. And this guy, he's like Uryu, but for free from the star pass, so pretty good. So there you go, guys. There's the new tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. It's your boy Blam signing out, man. Peace.